Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another week of NRL Tipping. Of course, now we are in round 22. So starting off tonight, we have the Bulldogs at home to the Eels. As I mentioned last week, for me, the Bulldogs, based on form, probably the worst team in the competition right now. And as we know, the Eels are surprisingly, maybe to some people, including myself, finding a bit of form. So pretty simple here. I'll be tipping the Eels, and I'll be saying the Eels to win by 14. First game for Friday night, we have the Dragons at home to the Rabbitohs. As many of you know, I'm not really a fan of the Dragons. I don't think they should be in the 8. However, probably no coincidence that on the back of Paul Vaughan returning, they have managed to win. I'll be saying the Dragons here. They are at home. Rabbits just they're just not going that great this year. Pretty simply, Dragons by 10. Second game for Friday night and potentially the game of the round. We have the Cowboys at home to the Storm. I'm actually going to go for the Cowboys here. I think the Storm coming off the high last week, obviously the big win against Manly. Cameron Smith's 350th game, obviously. The Cowboys will want to bounce back from last week's loss. I'm actually tipping them to win here. Obviously, I think it'll be close. Wouldn't surprise me if it is Golden Point, but I'll be saying the Cowboys by 4. First game for Super Saturday, we have the Knights at home to the Warriors. In all honesty, I actually have absolutely no idea who's going to win this one. I'm actually just going to throw it out there and say Golden Point with the Warriors to win. That's based on purely the Warriors on paper have the better team in my opinion. But yeah, for me this game can obviously go either way. I actually have no idea. I never really sit on the fence, but honestly, just go for the draw if you can. Maybe tip the Warriors and Golden Point. But yeah, I actually think it will be a pretty close game in all honesty. Second game for Super Saturday, we have the Titans at home to the Broncos. As we know, the Titans have been somewhat dudded the past week or so with the refs, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Titans get a win here. I mean, they have performed well against top 8 sides. They are at home. I know this is a local Queensland derby, but they are somewhat giant slayers, so to speak. I'm actually going to tip the Titans here. Titans by 6. Final game for Super Saturday, we have the Sharks at home to the Raiders. Raiders definitely need to win this one to stay in the hunt, I guess you could say, for a top 8 spot. I'm going to say the Sharks here, though. I mean, good win last week against the Warriors, back at home. I mean, everything is pointing towards the Sharks' victory, in my opinion. Raiders are somewhat out of form. I'll be saying the Sharks here. I'll be saying the Sharks by 12. First game for Sunday, we have Manly at home to the Roosters. Manly will obviously want to bounce back from last week's big loss, 40-6, I think it was. But for me, the Roosters are second on the table. I think they are, and they're there for a reason. With or without Jake Friend, I mean, I think obviously they're better with him in the side, but I am expecting them to win. I think I mentioned it in my mid-season top 16 prediction. I think I mentioned that at the time Manly were doing good. They were winning some games. But I did mention that they had some tough games coming up. I mean, they had the Storm, had the Roosters. I think they've got the Sharks next week, maybe even the Cowboys. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Manly end up coming about 7th or 8th. But for this game, I'll be tipping the Roosters by 8. Final game of the round and the Battle of the Cats. I think from memory, this game is based on history, quite high scoring. I could be wrong, but I think it is. I'm going to go for the Panthers here. I know the Tigers got the win last week, but Panthers are in a better space right now. For me, they're just quite simply the better team. I think it will be close, a high scoring game, but I'll be saying the Panthers by 4. As usual, guys, thanks for watching or listening to the video. Let me know how you got on last week and what your tips are for this week. And also let me know if you did follow my advice and tip the Knights for last week. Enjoy the footy over the weekend. See you guys.